Hello, 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 world. Yes, I am back, y'all, and I'm going to start with this next guest of mine's current song. Shots fired, waking me out of my sleep at night. The block illuminated by all of the flashing lights. And even the loud sounds of many sirens. You drawn away your mother scream and cry, living out her worst nightmare. She got to bury now her firstborn son. He was 19, running with the kids from the block. Caught his first case, 15, assaulting the cop. Bipolar never did his man stay with a blind eye. He said the weed would always calm him down. He had a gift for drawing anything with a pencil. Freehand, no stencil. I remember a picture spray painted in the park on the ground. And I bet he could have been an architect, but he dropped out, so he didn't know how. No diploma, no GED. He hustled heavily, he made his life one with the streets. I wonder if he got the help he needed. Would he still be here dreaming? Would he still be here breathing? And all I see is yellow tape. Reporters asking questions while the dogs move away. And that was daybreak, and all the cops are gone. It's like the whole thing fade away. Well, except for the dry wax from all the candles that was lit by all the loved ones that was screaming yesterday. It's like the whole world is moved on. Forgetting about the family and the friends that are left to mourn. Another young kid murdered in this urban war. And they tally up the numbers like we keep the score. Man, I promise, they hate us. We can't begin to imagine all the pain. We just waiting, y'all. Staying with us and jam with us. Like Jay did, I'm gonna make the song cry. A victim of this early Vietnam. He lost someone that was close to his heart. Now his life is falling apart. And nobody knows he was unkind. No one cooked that well, but I knew his sister. Pretty young. All right, brother. I'm sure that we can hear you. We just got to see you now. Oh, there he is.
What's up, my brother? So good to see you, man.
What's going on? What's going on, Cat Daddy?
Hey, man, just honored to be here on your show, man. I'm really honored to be here that you called me. You know what I mean? We go way back, brother.
That's it. Well, welcome everybody else. This is Jay Tronius, aka Governor of the Galaxy. You are back on here with Gabbin with the Guvna. Without further ado, man, tell the world who you are and what you're about, man.
Well, man, you know what I'm saying? My name's Issa Bibbins. I am a content curator, musician, father, husband, you know what I mean? Human being, lover of black people, all people, but especially black people in this environment that we living in right now, man.
I can dig that. Tell us, man, where are you from, man? Tell us a little bit about your background.
So I'm originally from the DMV. I was born in DC, grew up most of my life in an area in PG County, Maryland called Cheverly. So I'm from Cheverly, and then shortly after that, my family moved around a little bit. I spent a little time on the coast in North Carolina, in a little town called Elizabeth City, and I also graduated from high school in Chesapeake, Virginia. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so I spent a little time on the whole East Coast.
There it is. So we got another little guest there in the back. Right on. Right on. Hey, so okay, so apparently, man, Issa, we met at Berklee. We are schoolmates. We didn't come in the same year, but we definitely, we definitely got close. Tell people, man, since our bridge is music, tell us about your music journey, man. Start us from the beginning and walk us up till now, man.
Man, I got started real young, bro. I got started real young. I come from a musical family, if you will, on my mother's side and on my father's side. I have artists on both sides, but we grew up with a piano in the home. You know what I mean? My mother played piano. She sung in the choir. And so I just kind of picked up the piano, learning from my mother. And, she sung with her sisters. And so music has always been in the family. Shortly after that, I got into bands in high school. I was that cat, man, I started a marching band playing the marching bells, bro. So you, you know, you can imagine seeing a big dude like me playing the marching bells. But I transitioned to bass drum,
Yeah.
snare drum, and then shortly after that, I was introduced to music programming by my high school um, teacher. His name is Robert Carroll. Robert Carroll introduced me to Cakewalk, and I started programming. And then my other high school teacher, Wayne P. James, Dr. James, introduced me to jazz. So I joined the jazz band my junior year and went on to compete in the Chapel Hill Jazz Festival as a pianist. Played with amazing musicians like Kendrick Moore, Dennis Figgs from the Tidewater area, man, and learned so much. Those are some amazing cats. They still are, and I just remember just being in awe, but just being able to be on the stage with those cats.
Yeah.
At 17. Yeah.
So
So that takes us to where I met you, man. So Boston, 1999, bro. I came to Boston. I came to a summer program at Berklee. Ended up getting like a partial writing scholarship, and then decided to continue. Came to Boston. Was studying songwriting and music engineering. And, I always had a passion to write and create my own music. So, met up with my homeboy, Tyler Sherman. And we started a group back in the day called One Accord, man. And that was one of the reasons why we connected, because during that time, you had the Boston scene on lock. I mean, you had it on lock, bruh. You you was hosting shows at the Middle East. You was doing shows at the House of Blues when the House of Blues was in Cambridge.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm taking you way back, bruh.
Yeah.
You were doing shows at all different places, and I remember, coming to you, be like, man, I got this band I started. Can we open up for you? I think it was a little spot called All Asia.
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot about All Asia.
Yeah.
Wow.
You had that spot too. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, you put us on. That was our first gig in the city, and then that band we started. We had a little residency at Eminem's and did some things at Tower Records and did a little East Coast tour, and some amazing people came out of that band. But you were really kind of one to put us on. One of the people that put us on in the city when at that time.
Hey man, that's what's up, man. That's what teamwork make the dream work. I always say.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's it, man. Now you did the Berklee thing, man, and bring us up till now. Like, what do you got going on now, man?
Man, right now, I'm blessed to say I got my hands in a little bit of a lot right now. So on one level, one things that I've always done, and we connected on is spirituality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a very spiritual person, and one component of that spirituality is, my deep roots to the South and my deep roots to the church.
Yeah.
And so I've always, as a matter of fact, I was sharing with a friend of mine in DC. I've been playing in the church for 20 years, man. I just came up on my 20th year.
Yeah.
Actually, the church I'm at now was the first church I played at when I came in Boston. And so I've been at this church, off and on for about 20 years. So
wow,
it's a milestone, man. And it's, I think it's also connected to while I'm doing so well, you know what I mean? I really believe in spirituality and mental health, and just having a body of people that, I could pray with and, call in the midnight hour, be like, yo, what do you think about this? I'm struggling with this, or I need some help with this. I think it's really paramount to the success I feel like I'm experiencing right now in this dispensation of my life. So, that's the church thing, it's really important to me. But also, I'm a hip hop artist, you know what I mean? As well, I used to rap back in the day. Speaking of Berklee days, I remember me, Andrew Marsh, Johan, Darius, Renaz Peoples, all the cats we used to meet over by the Fenway and just freestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jerry L used to freestyle. We all used to freestyle. So freestyle has been something that's always been in my spirit. So, and as a producer, one of the things that I don't really get to do because I wasn't blessed with the gift that you have, I play behind a lot of singers,
Yeah.
And when I'm playing the keys, I'm supporting singers, but I really don't get a chance to kind of like tell my story and tell my voice. My job as the pianist is to lay these fat chords down so that someone like you can just get on there and hit a ooh-wee. You know what I'm talking about, man? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Oh yeah, all that right there. So it's like, the hip hop part is like an opportunity for me as a pianist to be like, I got something to say too.
Yeah.
So I worked on this project called The Treatment. That's what I've been working on. Right now it's a 10-song project. It's a song. The treatment stands for how we're being treated as people in this society, and the treatment that we need to participate in to heal, the self-care that we need to heal. And each song is about different things that are going on socially in the world. So we got a song called Undiagnosed that's about inner city violence and the mental health and the trauma that's associated when people in our community loses loved ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The second song, Hands Up, is about police brutality. It's about how, too many people of color are dying by the hands of police. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The third song was funny. The third song was called Manicure the Game. And it really came from this idea of like, redefining what's cool, redefining what's hip. Because when I really look at like, some parts of my earlier life, I gravitated to, some of the things I gravitated to, JT. You know what I mean? Like, I got my hands into a couple of things, you know what I mean? And, some of those things I'm not so proud of. But for me, being a 40-year-old man now, I can see how someone 20 years old on the come up trying to make music, trying to make it happen, can easily gravitate to some things that are shiny. You know what I mean? And so Manicure the Game is really a song about the redefinition of what's hip, the redefinition of what's cool, the redefinition of what's popping. You know what I mean?
That's so needed right now, man.
Yeah, man.
It's unbalanced. The game is unbalanced right now, man.
Yes, sir, man. And it's like we need to be popping. We need to tell these young people, let's get popping. Let's get popping with this money, not this fast money, but let's invest. You know what I mean? Let's not spend so much on material gains, but let's get some property. You know what I mean? So it's just about reprogramming the mindset, And in that, the fourth song was this song called It's Me, man. That song was the most personal one. I was working with this life coach down in Georgia. Her name is Coach Greta, man. Shout out to Coach Greta. Hope you see this. Transformative, man. Just kind of similar to the work you do in spirituality with, really focusing on who you are as a person. And so we do this thing called mirror work where, you know what I'm saying? She'll be like, what I want you to do is, do positive affirmations in the mirror, man. So just imagine, man, I get in the mirror in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Get up, wake up. And I'd be like, good morning. You beautiful.
Yeah.
Talented. You amazing. You enough. You know what I'm saying? You enough, Everything that's coming to you is coming to you, and just really speaking those affirmations into yourself. And what happens is you just feel it's like metaphysical, bro. It's like you feel yourself sit up inside yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And it's like,
yes, sir.
It's like, keep talking to me, man. Keep talking to me. Keep talking to me. Keep feeding me that stuff, And I feel like sometimes in church, it's like we say, oh, encourage yourself. You got to pray, you got to prophesize, and that's cool. But do you make a ritual of it? Like, do you make it a discipline in your life where you waking up every morning telling yourself how beautiful you are, how talented you are, how gifted you are, how you deserve to reap the harvest of your work? You know what I mean? Because if you don't tell yourself that, nobody else will, brother.
That part, and you know exactly, man. I feel that part is one of the hugest things missing in society as a whole, for just the simple fact that everybody's looking outside for self-acceptance.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, me, man. It's very important, man. You've even added on to what me. I'm crazy, so I'll go in the mirror and be like, "Damn, brother, look how you still sexy."
Yeah.
And then I leave the mirror, But it's
you got to tell yourself that. That's right, brother.
It's self-love, and I think that is so vital, man. For we just too many people are looking on the outside to love themselves within, man. And the more you love yourself, the more you love others. So that's some powerful stuff, man. That's powerful
Thank you,
stuff.
man. So it was like a journey. And then the next song is called Superhuman DNA, man, which is the same thing. It's like we come from ancestors of survivors. You know, I was blessed to be in this creative artist retreat with a whole bunch of African American brothers on Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard. And it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced. But I remember walking on the beach with these successful brothers, and one of them said to me, he said, you know, ancestors are like superheroes. You know, he's like, when you think about natural selection, when you think about DNA and how like the strongest gene survives, the fact that they survived the Middle Passage, the fact that they survived slavery, the fact that, because there was a whole bunch of people that didn't make that journey. You
True.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God, you know, God bless them, because it was a rough situation. There was a whole bunch of people that didn't make slavery, you know, for physical reasons, for emotional reasons, for whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was a whole bunch of people that didn't make it through Jim Crow. So if you're sitting right here right now, you are a descendant of a survivor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that means you got superhuman DNA. You got metahuman DNA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that means that thing that's popping in you right now, it's not just you. It's 4 generations of ancestors saying, you can do this, you can make this. You know what I'm saying? So like that was what the next song was about. And the 6th one right now is actually dropping next week, man.
Nice. Tell us about, what is this one?
This one's called Where Do We Go, man. It's about homelessness. You know what I mean? The COVID-19 really hit me in an impactful way. On a lot of different levels, but one level was when, you know, things was drying up a little bit. I wasn't able to play at church. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't that many gigs going around. Production slowed down. Thank God I still had my day job. And there's so many other people suffering in a lot more different, in a lot of ways that was tougher than the way I was suffering. But
Right.
that made me realize, like, when you see these brothers and sisters that's on the street, like, and you drive by, you know, for whatever reason, or you might not have a dollar in your pocket, or you might be like, man, I'm out here hustling, you know what I'm saying? You know, they could be hustling too, or it might not even be that deep. You just might be on the move. You know what I mean? The reality is, like, I'm only a couple of checks from that situation, bro. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not out here faking the funk like I'm a millionaire right now.
Right.
I'm blessed. I'm doing well. Praise God. But the thing is, I'm not too far removed from that, even though it might feel like it, because I can buy what I want. You know what I'm saying? I can drive what I want. You know what I mean? I can go to the studio, make my music. But the reality is, and when a famine hits, bruh, it's a reality of how vulnerable we really are as a people.
Right.
And that mentality made me really look at the people in this country and all the wealth that we have and say, like, I can do better personally. You know, we can do better. Like, what are we going to do for these people out here? Like, because the reality is that could be me. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody's exempt, man.
That could be me.
Nobody's exempt, man.
So yeah, man, it's so cool, man. 2 days ago, I had the opportunity to take my daughter to a place called Friday Cafes in Cambridge.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is every Friday, these church folks, they get out there, they pass out sandwich bags, clean underwear, deodorant. And so, you know, we wanted to highlight some of that in the video that's coming out. So we went and we volunteered, me and my daughter, and we was out there for 3 hours, bro.
It was
And
heavy,
it was a beautiful experience, but at the same time, I was like, one, kudos to these people that are out here every Friday.
Right.
You know,
right.
And it was just a great experience, man. So, and then there's one, you know, there's for the treatment's a 10-song project. That's number 6. We got 7 in the can. I ain't gonna talk about that because 6 ain't out yet. And then we got 8 and 9. That's what we dropping shortly after that. And number 10 is a big surprise. So,
now, do you have a whole name for this whole project?
So the name of the whole project is The Treatment Project.
The Treatment Project. And what I like about this, man, from what I'm gathering, what you're putting down is that this music, and this is the soundtrack to social awareness, and to social solutions.
Absolutely.
I dig it. You know I dig it, man. That's what's going on. And where can people get these songs that are out already? Where can they get them?
Well, so you can go to my website, pearlfortheworld.com. On my website right now, you can go read a description of every song, and see, what the song's about, and see the partners and the description. And all of the videos are on my YouTube page.
Mhm.
You can access the YouTube page from the website, or you can just type me into YouTube, Issa Bibbins, Pro for the World. It'll pop up. You can see all the videos on YouTube, and all the songs are available for download on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, every platform. So we've been blessed to have everything available. iHeartRadio, everywhere.
Yeah. Now what? Now tell me, Pearl for the World. How did you come up with that name? What is that about?
Oh man, so Pearl for the World, Pearl for the World Publishing. It was a name that I felt like was given to me, by the Most High. And what it's about is, it's about, a pearl is like wisdom. You know what I mean? You know, I think in the good book, and I think in a couple other books, it talks about, you know, not wanting to cast your pearls upon swine. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
And that for me, I get the message about that. It's like, you want to be selective with how you throw your wisdom out. But for me, pearl for the world in a sense is the ideology that this wisdom is for everybody. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
This information about how we can be better human beings is not selected to a group of people who want to claim to be better, or who claim to be enlightened. This group of this wisdom is for everybody that's seeking to elevate as a human being. You know what I mean? And so we trying to reach people in India. We trying to reach people in Africa. We trying to reach people in the United States. We're trying to, as we do this, we're trying to be reached. You know what I mean? The biggest thing about this treatment project, like I said, I was volunteering there. It's been so many experiences that have happened that have made me a better person by not just writing and singing this music, but engaging with the nonprofits and the organizations that have partnered with us to allow us to come in and be the soundtracks to their movements and
Yeah,
participate in the work that they're doing, man.
that's good stuff, man. Good stuff, man. Nothing but infinite blessings and power to you and that movement. And you know, I'm always a big supporter. Now,
Yeah,
I'm going
man.
to ask you this last question, man, that I ask everybody on this show. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, what is the Issa Bibbins legacy? What does Issa want to leave behind the world when God calls him home?
Oh man, that's a big one. I would say, I would say, can it be like threefold? Does
Well,
it have
it
to
could be.
be?
It's your answer. It ain't mine. It's
Oh,
whatever, however you want to answer.
I'm gonna take my time on this one, man.
Okay.
I think the first thing is, I got, since it's threefold, I got three children. You
Yeah.
know, I got Marcia, who's an amazing singer, amazing, beautiful young girl, 15. Then I have Malachi, who's 9, and Mason, who's 2. And my goal for them is to, you know, model for them what it means to be a dream chaser. You know, model for them what it means to uh, always be about self improvement. Model for them what it means to be about loving you as yourself. And I don't always get it right, but you know, my main part of my legacy would be that when I'm gone, that my children would have grasped those concepts and superimpose them and take them to another level. Um,
Yeah.
I think the second part of my legacy would be that that the music that I write and the art that I create would be a part of the transformative power in this world. That it would be, and not necessarily, I mean, when you look at, man, Marvin Gaye, man, you look at what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You look at that song and you look at how that song has been used, and how every time it plays, you know, people play that song when they want to talk about what's going on in the world. I want my music to be the soundtrack to change and growth and the manifestation of truth, man.
Right.
So, and then third, I just want to leave the world a better place.
Yeah.
And I want to die a better man than I was when I was born, I guess. You know, I don't want to ever go back, man. I don't want to ever get too successful or too rich or too anything where I'm not I'm a worse person. I want to just continue to be a better person, man.
I dig that. I dig that. I like that answer, man. I like that thought answer you got there. Well, brother, before we leave this interview, first of all, I want to say thank you again for being on my show. This was a cool one. I really dug this one because you know you my dude. So you know
Love you,
I'm
man.
partial. I'm partial to you. And tell people once again, tell the world how do they come into your world social media wise? How do they get in touch with
Oh
you?
man, see, I should be a little bit more prepared for this. But what I'll say is, you could definitely go to pearlfortheworld.com. That's where you can check the website. If you want to find me on Instagram, right? What you need to do is you need to go to Pearl for the World on Instagram, I think. Don't get me lying on here, JT. Yeah, Pearl for the World on Instagram. Then what else you want to do is Issa Bibbins or Pearl for the World on Facebook. Issa Bibbins is the personal page. Pearl for the World is the music page. And please go to the YouTube page, which is Pearl for the World as well. And subscribe to the channel. Check out the videos. Share them with your friends. Have conversations in your home about how we can make this world a better place.
Man, as we always say, man, we are the solution.
We
Stop
are.
focusing on the problems and start becoming the solution. And
Yes,
that's what
sir.
this is all about. Brother, man, infinite blessings over you, your moves, your children, the whole nine, man. And to the rest of the world, God bless y'all. This was Issa Bibbins, J. Tronius. You were Gabbin with the Guvna. Peace and many blessings.
Thank you, JT. Much love.
My dude.